fans, it's the coach at Coach's Corner on top of the TEEPEE Pavilion because the Braves are in the playoffs. That's right. It's the coach, Karl DeMasi, with the Karl DeMasi Sports Court every Saturday morning, live here from Coach's Corner, just having a lot of fun. It's usually breakfast with the coach, but today the staff couldn't make it in, so there's no breakfast here on a Saturday morning at Coach's Corner. Yeah, it's going to hurt the belly, but you know what can I do? So once again, glad you could join us. It's October 16th, 2021. We got a lot going on here as far as the sports world in here or at here at Coach's Corner. Remember, Braves tonight taking on the Dodgers. Okay, it's going to be a big time. You want to come up here and watch the game on the TEEPEE Pavilion. There's the TP right behind me. It's set up. The big screen TVs are right over here. And if you hear me doing this, that means if you come by the TEEPEE Pavilion, honk your horn, and this is what the coach is going to do. You can hear the horn, okay? And let's let them know that you're honking for the Braves to win. So it's be a lot of fun. Great show lined up. Remember, start off talking about local sports, what's going on in the area. High school, a lot of high school football, a lot of high school volleyball, softball, cross country going on. We got the Braves, we got the Falcons, we got Savannah State, we got Georgia going on today. Georgia Southern took it on the chin tonight. And we'll talk about some things that are going on locally here in Savannah, Georgia. So once again, thank you for joining me, whether it's for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I appreciate it. Here's the lineup. Local news, local sports in the first quarter right here. Second quarter, we pick the winners with the columnist, Stephen Elmo Weeks. But really, we break down the Georgia Bulldogs game today against the Cats. Big one against Kentucky. Both undefeated up there between the hedges. Okay, so picking winners with Stephen Elmo Weeks. Third quarter, Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, Athlete of the Week. This kid's having a phenomenal season. He has a phenomenal career over at Windsor Forest, whether it's football, basketball, I think track. Mikey Caballero could be coming on as our Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week from Windsor Forest, the Castle. Okay, and then we'll go with quarter number 4. We're going to talk baseball, all baseball. He is a New York Post, former New York Post sports writer, beat reporter for the New York Mets. He's also been inducted into the New York State Hall of Fame, Athletic Hall of Fame as a sports writer. And we're going to break down the Braves. We're going to talk about bananas. We're going to talk everything baseball with the man himself, Kevin Kernan. Tune in. A lot of guy. He's local. His family's here. His daughter lives here. His daughter teaches over at Coastal Middle School. Kelly Cameron. And, of course, the guru, or one of the gurus of running here in Savannah, Georgia. His son-in-law, Mark Cameron, over at How to Run Specialty Store. So we got that. And then we'll close it out. Remember, quarter number 5 is big time, overtime. We break down some of the highlights from last night's football games. All right, let me go to the scoreboard quick so we can keep on time. I can go to roughly, we're going to keep it to about 9:10 so we stay on time. So here we go. Step 1 in the door, high school. BC's on a roll. They're still ranked number 3 in Class 4A. They have 5-2. Calvary in Class A private, 7-0, still undefeated, perfect season going on. Volleyball, okay? Habersham out of the Gaps Association. The Habersham School, small school over there on Habersham Street in the old police jail, I guess you would call it, next to the police precinct over there on Oglethorpe, okay? They won last week in the state playoffs. They're going into the semifinals today. They're going for, I think, their 5th straight state volleyball title. Habersham School in the Gaps Association. Georgia Association of Private and Public Schools, okay? Susan Berry does a great job over there with the Lady Patriots, all right? Then we got Giza, okay? Giza, St. Andrews, Lady Lions, okay? Made a deep run into this Giza state playoffs. They lost in the semifinals. Tough match. They lost 3-1 to, I think, Davidson Academy. So, once again, St. Andrews, great run there, the Lady Lions. All right, other volleyball, their teams already clinched to go to playoffs. In 4A, Islands, Jenkins, and New Hampshire are all in. Islands will host Troup County on Wednesday night. Jenkins will go to Fayetteville. New Hampshire will go to Central Carrollton. In 2A, Woodville Tompkins clinched last week. So they're number 1 seed. They'll host also Wednesday night against Cook County. In private, Savannah Christian is number 1. Savannah Calvary Day School number 2. St. Vincent's number 3. Savannah Country Day number 4. Calvary and Christian will play home Wednesday night. Don't have opponents yet. St. Vincent's and Savannah Country Day hit the road. In softball, we're in the second round, okay? In 6A, Beaufort, Buford, not Beaufort, South Carolina. Beaufort up in Atlanta, around Atlanta, comes in and takes on Effingham County Tuesday night. They'll play a doubleheader on Tuesday night. The game will be Wednesday. South Effingham will travel to Pope. Richmond Hill will travel to Decula. Okay, that's all Tuesday. Over in 4A, Islands will host Northwest Whitfield Tuesday at 3 o'clock, doubleheader, if game Wednesday at Islands. In 1A Public, Bryan County is traveling to Academy Classic on Tuesday. And in 1A Private, Savannah Christian will be going to Wesleyan. So there's your lineup, playoffs going on. Scoreboard last night in football, Glen Academy goes up to the Palace of the Pines, got highlights in the fifth quarter. Effingham bounces back from a tough loss last week to Richmond Hill, comes back and beats Glen Academy 20-14. Richmond Hill had to travel down to Brunswick, 7-0. Brunswick is one of the top teams in 6A. They beat the Wildcats 42-7 down there between the bricks at Glen County Stadium. In Class A, 6A, 4A matchup, Benedictine goes up the road. Sorry, got to do it. And takes on South Effingham in the Corral, all Benedictine 56-7. In a big region clash, New Hampstead takes on Islands. Close game, 15-9 going into the fourth quarter. The Phoenix they'll pull away, beat the Island Sharks 32-9. In 3A, Windsor Forest holds the driver's seat to get the number one spot in 3A. They beat Groves 52-7. Don't forget the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Week coming from Windsor Forest. Mike Caballero coming on to talk about his season and the Windsor Forest night season. Johnson goes out to Southeast Bullock. Southeast Bullock beats Johnson 36-15. That'll be a big matchup when Windsor Forest plays Southeast Bullock. And Liberty County all over Savannah High. Savannah High goes out to Liberty County and loses 33-0. In 3A Public, okay, Jacobs County came into Bryan County, beat them 34-14. And in 1A Private, 3A Private, okay, Region 3A Private, okay, Savannah Christian went out to Calvary. Calvary, one of the best teams in the state this year. They beat them 21-0. Savannah Christian had won 4 straight. It's first time Calvary alum, who's the head coach at Savannah Christian, Baker Woodward, has lost to his, his old high school. Country Day goes up to Aquinas, down 21-7. They come back and tie it. They lose in overtime, 28-27. Hornets. Congratulations to Barry Kleinpeter, all-world quarterback, committed to New Hampshire. He's going to love it up there. Hold it. In Giza, St. Andrews had a 14-13 lead. Out of Trinity Christian, couldn't hold on. They lost 21-14. Memorial Day School got down to Pinewood Christian 37-0, and the game wound up being 37-27. Good job, Matadors. Keep on fighting. And Bethesda, Coach Antoine Turner comes up with his first win of the season. They beat Greenwood Christian, somewhere in South Carolina, 26-20. Okay, high school. Step 2, college. Let's see if I'm keeping on time here. College. Clark Atlanta comes in to take on Savannah State. It's homecoming for the Tigers. 3 p.m. kickoff, sold out. You're not going to get in. Homecoming at Savannah State is sold out. Kentucky comes in and takes on Georgia between the hedges at 3:30. And Georgia Southern played Thursday night. Got beat 41-14 out in South Alabama. Savannah State volleyball, they're 8-8 overall. They won yesterday. They defeated Clark Atlanta. They're 5-6 in the SEAC. SCAD, okay, women's soccer overcomes down 1-0 to beat Warner 3-1. On Wednesday, the men's soccer shuts out Thomas University on Wednesday 3-0. Get a load of this record. Overall, the SCAD men's team is 3-5, 5 ties, and they're 1-2 in the Sun Conference. All right. The women's golf team ranked 4th in the country in NAIA. SCAD Bees, they finished 2nd at the Nancy Nichols Invitational last week. Baseball, Atlanta Braves beat the Brewers 3-1. Can you say MV Freeman? That's right, MVP. Freddie Freeman does it again. 8th inning home run in game number 4. Puts them up 5-4. They hold on. It's a rematch of the series last year, the National League Championship Series. Championship Series. It's the Braves taking on the Dodgers. This is for the championship. Whole kit and caboodle will go to the World Series. Okay? 7-game series last year. Braves had a chance to close it out in the 6th game. They didn't. Well, they'll start tonight with Max Fried on the rubber, towing the rubber, against the guy who got the win or the save, first save in his career, Max Scherzer I always mess his name up. But Max, okay, you know who Max is, Scherzhauser, okay? Had never had a save in his pitching career, one of the best pitchers ever in baseball. He closed it out against the Giants. He'll start tonight for the Dodgers, and it's at Truist Park up in the ATL. All right? Falcons last week held on to beat the Jets 27-20. They're off. They'll be back next week against Miami. Brian Harmon in pro golf is at the CJ Cup. He's tied for 28 at 8 under. The leader is 18 under. The leader, I think, shot a 62 and a 64. Okay, simply crazy. And Gene Sowers is at the SAS Championship. He's tied for 68th at 2 over. Quickly, local news. Rock and Roll Marathon is still on hold. We'll find out this week from Mayor Van Johnson if we're going to have it, because they're going to bring a lot of people, and we're worried about COVID-19. 15,000 runners, 7,000 spectators. Good deal for our economy, but, of course, COVID-19. Don't forget the End Market Classic, the hockey classic between the 4 colleges, Florida State, Florida, Georgia, Georgia Tech. Get your tickets. Savannah Sports Council there right now. All right, next up, got to keep on schedule. Picking the winners, and of course, breaking down the big game between the hedges between Kentucky and Georgia, okay, with the columnist, Stephen Elmo Weeks. You're watching Breakfast with the Coach at Coach's Corner on the TEEPEE Pavilion, okay? The TEEPEE Pavilion. You want to come up here and watch the Braves tonight? Go to the adult server behind the big bar. Make a donation. Come on up. Remember, all the money goes to help save one of our own. And I think if you go to, I don't know if it's over, there was an auction for 3 tickets to the Braves game tomorrow. I don't know. Go check it out at coachescorner.net. I'll be back. Got to thank my sponsors. Once again, it's the Karl DeMasi Sports Board live on the Coaches Corner Sports Network. Be right back talking Georgia football and picking the winners.
All the time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. Come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are
Wetherington
New York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Weatherton Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And that's right, get the word out there. Share the Coach's Corner Sports Network experience. That's right, I'm part of it. It's the coach, Karl DeMasi, every Saturday morning doing the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live here at Coach's Corner. It's usually breakfast with the coach. Breakfast is not on today due to the fact that the crew couldn't come in. There was an emergency last night. So Coach's Corner will be open at its normal time, 11 o'clock. Come on in. We got the Bulldogs against the Cats. We got Braves. We got every football game on you want to watch. Savannah State. I mean, you name it. They'll put it on there for you. That's what we do here at Coach's Corner. And once again, I got to thank John Henderson for putting up. I always point the wrong way. Over my right shoulder, okay, is the TEEPEE Pavilion. That's right. It's about 800 square feet. There's the TEEPEE. If I look to my right, okay, there's the big TV, 65-inch big screen. There's one on the floor. There's couches. There's also a hot tub. You want to come watch the Braves tonight and get the hot tub? Come on in. Make a donation to help save one of our own to the bartender, and you come up here and have a good time. You want to shave the rest of my hair? Hey, donate $500 to help save one of our own, and they'll shave my head. They did it last year, but I got no takers this year so far, so please come by and do it. All right, quickly to keep on track, big game, Georgia, Kentucky. 5 games that you want to talk about that Stephen Elmo Weeks picks every week is right here, picking the winners. It's always live, but due to the fact that he has 4 kids at home, he's running around, he's going to golf, he's going to soccer, you name it, he's all over the place with his family. Him and Ruth do a great job. But here's picking the winners with Stephen Elmo Weeks, pre-recorded yesterday on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Hey, it's the coach. Like I said, some parts are live, some parts are pre-recorded. Well, this man's a busy man, but I'm telling you, I'm having a lot of fun with Stephen Elmo Weeks, the columnist, picking the winners every Saturday morning. It's a lot of fun. We start off with breaking down Georgia and whoever they're playing, but he doesn't use that in his 5 picks. So, and then he picks 5 games against the point system. Good week last week, 3-2. I think that makes him 12-18 overall. He'll correct me, but once again, joining me now with picking the winners, the columnist, Stephen Elmo Weeks. What's up, Stephen? How's it going?
Hey, man. You always give me too much credit. I think I'm actually 10-17.
Oh, I thought you did in 16 going into last week. So, but
Maybe
anyway,
it was 9-16. Oh no, maybe you were right. So that is, you're right. 12-17. 12-17.
That's right.
That is wrong. That's right. But better than before. Not great. Not great. That picking against the spread is tough. This year's been crazy. I mean, every week there's more upsets and there's more teams that. There hasn't been a lot of consistency. Some of the few. There's only been a few consistent teams this year. Georgia, Iowa, they've been consistent. Other than that, man, Oklahoma's been somewhat consistent against, a weaker schedule. But other than that, I mean, there's not been a lot of consistency this year. Teams are up and down dramatically.
Well, I heard Kentucky's also been 6-0 against the spread. So we're going to talk about Georgia, Kentucky right now. Georgia's has made me a believer, and it started when you said they had to run the ball against Arkansas. They did a great job. Last week they did it again. They're taking – I guess this would be the de facto Eastern East Division, SEC East Division championship. They're both coming in 6-0. Kentucky against Georgia, between the hedges. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the de facto East championship. Georgia still has to play Florida, and I know Georgia fans are – want to take that for granted, but you can't take that game for granted. If Georgia was to lose to Florida, there would be a tiebreaker system in place. But the Kentucky game is going to be interesting in the sense that Georgia has a lot of injuries throughout the lineup. From the offensive line guys are going to play, but they're not 100%. Obviously, JT Daniels, I'm not sure when he'll ever play, and he may not ever play again. I don't know. We don't get a whole lot of information from Kirby Smart, so not sure what's going on with JT Daniels or when he's going to play again. I'll say this, and I know a lot of people like Stetson Bennett a lot. I know he's from the area. He is always one day away from a 3-interception game. He's a very high-risk, high-reward player, and the more he throws the ball, the more the percentages just go up. He hasn't thrown an interception in a while, but the coaches have been limiting the number of passes he attempts. I think Kentucky is the first team that Stetson Bennett will play that can take away the running game. Kenny McIntosh is hurt. That's not great. Of course, we still have Zamir White and Kendall Milton, and he took 3 good backs, but the offensive line is banged up. If Kentucky forces Georgia to throw the ball, which I think their defense is good enough to do, we could be in for a difficult afternoon in Athens. I don't know that Kentucky has enough offense to win the game, but if the Wildcats and Mark Stoops, who is a ridiculously good coach, he's done better things in Kentucky than anybody since Bear Bryant in the 40s. If they take away the running game and they force Georgia to throw the football, Stetson Bennett is always right on the precipice of throwing 3 or 4 picks. So that being said, it goes back to the same thing. Can we maybe get a punt return or a kickoff return for a touchdown, interception for a touchdown, fumble return, scoop and score kind of thing, and then just honestly try to get the game over as quickly as possible. Run the ball, run the clock, play field position, punt, do those things do those old school football things. But I'm just going to tell you right now, and I won't change my opinion. If Stetson Bennett throws more than 20 passes, Georgia has a chance to actually lose.
All right, well, they're coming in 23-point underdogs. We're not picking the spread. We're just talking about the game. I agree with you. There's a lot of injuries. There's a lot of things going on in the Georgia program right now. Stetson Bennett, like you said, he's proven that he can handle it, but can he handle it when he has to throw the ball, which you are the picker saying that it's going to be tough. So we'll see what happens.
I think that spread, if the rosters were exactly the same,
right,
but instead of blue and white, that other roster was orange and blue, this would not be a 22-point spread.
Right.
That's purely about Kentucky. And they did play a couple close games. South Carolina, they didn't play very well in that game. But at the same time, they've beaten Florida. And I think Florida is a reasonably good football team. They beat LSU, and LSU's not having a good season, but they have a lot of talent.
Right.
And they didn't really just beat LSU. They hammered LSU. They won the game 42-21, but they ran for 330 yards, and they could have scored 80 if they wanted to. So I think Kentucky's a lot better than people give them credit for. You see the Kentucky and go, okay, well, that's a
Kentucky.
Win. In the past, that has been a win. Mark Stoops has made Kentucky. This is the second time we've had a relevant game with Kentucky. They were 5-1 2 or 3 years ago. We had to go and beat them. But I really think if anybody takes Kentucky for granted, they're sleeping on a potential problem, because I think Kentucky's really good. Their quarterback, Will Levis, came from Penn State. They've got a kid, their leading receiver, who actually is the leading yardage gainer in the SEC right now, is Wan'Dale Robinson. He came from Nebraska. So it's not the Kentucky your grandfather knew. This is a really good Kentucky team, and if our guys don't take this seriously, they'll punch them in the mouth.
All right, so we're going to see what happens. So first up, we're going to go up north. We're going to go Michigan against Indiana.
Michigan State. So we got Michigan State traveling to play Indiana. I think Indiana is still sort of getting some credit for what they were able to do last year with Tom Allen. They had a great story last year during the COVID season. I think Michigan State's just a lot better. They're not getting very much credit. They've only played one close game. They've beaten everybody, including Miami, in Miami, pretty soundly. They beat up on Rutgers last week. They've just been a better team. They have the leading rusher in the country, young man who transferred from Wake Forest, Kenneth Walker III, who I think should be the leading candidate for the Heisman Trophy right now. He's leading the country in rushing by a few hundred yards. I think Michigan State is way better than Indiana. Even though Indiana is at home, tends to play better at home, I think the Spartans are substantially better than Indiana.
And they're coming in ranked, right? Aren't they like the top 10? Aren't they number 10?
Yeah, Michigan State's undefeated, and I think they're number 9 in the country. And they played a decent schedule. They played out of conference against Miami at Miami, which, Miami's not what they used to be, but it's still, they're still Miami. So you got to be pretty impressed with what Michigan State's been able to do. I don't think they're getting a lot of credit because, again, they don't play an exciting brand of football. They run the ball a lot. They play excellent defense. Although last week, Michigan State had a guy throw for 300 yards, a kid run for 200 yards, and a receiver have 200 yards receiving. So they can put up some points, and I just think they're a better team than Indiana.
All right. Well, you're talking about the team Michigan State played last week. Rutgers. Rutgers is taking on. They're at Northwestern. You're saying Rutgers giving it 2, eh?
Would never recommend anybody bet on Rutgers very often, but I think Rutgers has played a really, really hard schedule. They've already played Ohio State. They've already played Michigan State, and I think they've already played Michigan. And that's tough. I mean, playing Northwestern should feel like, playing a junior varsity team now for Rutgers. They've been playing against some of the best teams in the country for the past 3 or 4 weeks, and I think they'll after the first quarter or so they're gonna be like, man, this isn't so hard. These guys aren't very good. I think Rutgers is kind of sneaky good this year. They just ran into a really tough schedule, so their record might look like. I think they both have about the same record, 2-3, 3-3, something like that. But I think Rutgers has played a lot better competition, even though they have to go to Chicago to play Northwestern. Again, I think Rutgers is just a better team. Greg Schiano is the only guy apparently who can win at Rutgers, and they're kind of overdue to play a little bit better. They got a kid playing quarterback that transferred from Nebraska and might have started at Nebraska this year had he not transferred. So I like Rutgers on the road, -2 against Northwestern.
Yeah, Rutgers comes in at 3-3, 0-3 in the Big Ten. Northwestern comes in 2-3, 0-2. And didn't Northwestern get blown out by Nebraska like a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, like 56-7. And I think Nebraska's another team that's a lot better than their record. I mean, Nebraska pushed Oklahoma. Nebraska should have beaten Michigan. And I don't know what happened against Illinois with Nebraska. That's just insane. You can't lose to Illinois. Nebraska finds weird ways to lose. Georgia used to do that a long time ago. You'd find a bizarre way to lose. But I think I just think Rutgers is actually trending in the right direction. I think Northwestern, who, again, Pat Fitzgerald, one of the best coaches in the country, I just don't think they have the dudes right now. They maybe graduated some guys or have some injuries. I just don't think they have the guys, this year.
All right, let's go to Rocky Top. Okay, Tennessee versus Ole Miss. Tennessee is taking on. I didn't notice. Ole Miss is ranked 13th.
Yeah, Ole Miss. I mean, here's the weird thing about Ole Miss. Like, really, everybody's hot on Ole Miss. Like, Lane Kiffin's the thing and all that. They gave up 51 to Arkansas last week.
Yep,
51 is a lot.
That was a great game.
we saw Arkansas and what they do on offense in Athens a few weeks ago. 51 is a lot to give up. Week before that, they gave up $100 million to Alabama, whatever that was. Tennessee quietly, nobody's really paying attention to Tennessee because obviously they started off pretty rough. Tennessee quietly has been ringing up scoreboard numbers, right? 45 against South Carolina, 52 against Missouri. This is at home. They need something good to happen. The fan base hasn't had anything good to happen in a long time. Ever since they switched quarterbacks, they went. They had 2 transfer quarterbacks. A kid named Joe Milton came from Michigan. Another young man named Hendon Hooker came from Virginia Tech. Joe Milton started the season. He did exactly what he did at Michigan. He threw picks and interceptions, and he was not very good. They brought in Hendon Hooker, who's not quite as good of a thrower. Maybe doesn't look as good getting off the bus, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. But he wins. He won at Virginia Tech. He can run. He's a mobile quarterback. I think they're going to hang half 100 on Ole Miss. And it might be one of those high-scoring things. I mean, if Ole Miss still can't stop anybody, maybe it's another one of those 48, 46, 45, 43 games. But I like Tennessee at home. Neyland Stadium's going to be rocking. I think it's a nighttime 7:30 thing.
Yes.
It's going to be the fans will be going absolutely insane. They hate Kiffin, obviously, for obvious reasons. He left in the middle of the night. They want nothing more than to beat Lane Kiffin. So give me the Volunteers plus 2.5 against Ole Miss.
All right, here's one of those, another one, historic. This is game number 4. Historic matchups. They played since 1917. The Iowa State Cyclones taking on the Kansas State Wildcats. it should be another a big game right there for these two teams.
Yeah, Kansas State, again, one of those teams that I have a lot of respect for because I like their coach, Chris Klieman. He's the guy that built North Dakota State into a dynasty at the division, whatever that thing is called.
1AA or
1AA, FCS.
Right.
Ultimately, Kansas State's fortunes rest on whether or not their quarterback, Skylar Thompson, plays. When he plays, they are really good. They almost beat Oklahoma a couple weeks ago. When he doesn't play, not as good. He's supposed to play. He's healthier. He had a week off. He should be able to do the things that he does. He threw for a bunch of yards against Oklahoma. I think Iowa State and North Carolina were the two most overrated teams in the country coming into the season. Iowa State has done nothing to prove that wrong. They're kind of scuffling around, barely beating people, not really playing the football that the major, the ESPN and all those guys thought they were going to play. I think Kansas State at home, they've been basically in every game, especially when Skylar Thompson plays. They're a pretty good football team. So give me Kansas State plus the 6.5 versus the Cyclones.
All right, we go to game number 5. The Cardinal against the Cougars, Stanford against Washington State. Both come in with identical records, 3-3 overall, 2-2 in the Pac-12. And you're taking Washington State, and you're getting 1.5.
Yeah, give me Washington State plus Stanford. Stanford beat Oregon a couple weeks ago, and since then everybody's like, oh, wow, Stanford's good. Nope, Stanford's not any good. They just beat Oregon. Oregon had a bad day, and Stanford took advantage of the bad day. Oregon outgained them, out-everything them. The referees, quite frankly, helped Stanford quite a bit at the end of that game. Washington State, meanwhile, quietly, again, another quarterback thing. Jared DeLaurentis, when he plays, Washington State's pretty good. Now, again, much like Rutgers, not going to ever recommend anybody make a career out of betting on Washington State. Historically, pretty bad football team. But at home, Stanford's traveling for the second week in a row. They had to go to Tempe, where they got waxed by Arizona State. Then they came back. Now they're going to go up. Now they're going to go, thousands of miles the other way. And I think Washington State's kind of a hot team right now. They've won 2 games in a row. They're playing better than expected. And as long as DeLaurentis plays, their offense can score. Now, if for some reason he goes out, they stop scoring entirely. Pretty good defense every week. So I like Washington State at home plus the 1.5 versus the Cardinal.
All right, to recap, the Columnist is picking Michigan State, giving up 4.5 to Indiana. Rutgers giving 2 to Northwestern. Tennessee getting 2.5 versus Ole Miss. Kansas State getting 6.5 versus Iowa State. And the Cougars from Washington State getting 1.5 against Stanford. He's going to improve on that record. It's always a lot of fun, but once again, I know you got a lot of stuff going on with family tomorrow.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
So enjoy it.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. Tomorrow's the first time in a long time that I'm not going to watch a Georgia game. We're going to be driving all over doing my daughter's got soccer. Jack's got some golf. My youngest son has soccer. So I don't know, man. I'll be following it on the phone or whatever I do. But as always, go Dogs.
Talk to you later, Steve. Have a good one. Once again, Stephen, Elmo Weeks, every week picking the winners. And there you have it, live on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Kentucky, I don't think it's going to be much against the Dogs, as Steven said. We got a lot of injuries for the Dogs. We'll go from there. But once again, if you didn't pay attention, he's taking Michigan State, giving 4.5 to Indiana. Rutgers giving 2 to Northwestern. Tennessee getting 2.5 versus Ole Miss. Kansas State getting 6.5 against Iowa State. And Washington State getting 1.5 versus Stanford. So those are picking your winners every Saturday morning with the columnist, Stephen Elmo Weeks. Glad you joined me. Coming up next, trying to track him down, is the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. None other than the man, the running back, the all-world athlete over at the Castle, Windsor Forest, senior, student athlete, 3-sport athlete, Mikey Caballero. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Got to thank the sponsors, and thank you for joining me. It's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner, TEEPEE Pavilion. Always pointing the wrong way. There it is behind me. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are
Wetherington
New York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive, and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back, sports fans. It's the coach, Karl DeMasi, live on the Coach's Corner, TEEPEE Pavilion. It's Braves baseball. We're in the National League Championship Series against the Dodgers again, 2 years in a row. But you know what? I'm talking high school sports. I'm talking local sports, and that's what I love to do. And this next young man, he's having a phenomenal season, okay? The last 2 weeks, okay? First off, in a big game against Liberty County to, almost not solidify it, but keep them in the running for that number 1 seed in Region 3A, okay? He ran for 182 yards on 29 carries, had a touchdown. They beat Liberty County 12-6. And then the week before that, in a big non-region game for the second time this season playing New Hampstead High School, he ran for 183 yards and a touchdown on 28 carries. He also plays the defensive back. This is what a couple of his coaches had to say. It's like he could see the light at the end of the tunnel. He sees it, and he knows where to go, and next thing you know, it's a touchdown. All right, and that's what Jordan Williams said. I guess that's his running back coach at Windsor Forest. This is from, of course, great article by Savannah Morning News, Dennis Knight. And, of course, then Coach Stewart, the head coach, Jeff Stewart, I think he's always had the athleticism, but now he's really able to see what's going on. He's a role model now. He's one of our leaders. And Mikey said this himself. Michael said this himself. He bleeds, okay, black and green. All right, green and white, green and silver. I don't know what colors they use over Windsor Forest. But now joining us on the Coach's Corner hot seat, this week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week, Michael Caballero. Hey, Mike, what's going on?
How you doing, man? I'm doing good.
You doing good? So you headed for a recruiting trip, eh? Where are you going to today? Can you hear me, Mike?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you. Now I can hear you. So where you headed today?
Kennesaw, Georgia.
Kennesaw, Georgia. Kennesaw is recruiting you to play some football. I mean, you're having a phenomenal season this year. I mean, what's so special now that it's your senior year and you're at Windsor Forest?
I got a chance to win the region championship with my guys. We ain't did it in 3 years. It's our chance to win the region championship.
Now, I read that little... Go ahead.
And to make it out of the first round.
I think you have a good shot at doing this, but like I said, you said in that article, this is home, this is my team, I bleed green and black. What's so special about Windsor Forest to Mikey?
It's a family at Windsor Forest. Like nobody alone by themselves. Everybody's together. We lift everybody up.
So people don't know this. You play 3 sports, right?
Yes, sir.
So you do football, basketball, and track?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you're involved. You never get a break over there. Let's talk about your football career. I know people I know. I've had a coach against this kid when he plays basketball. He's just as quick on the basketball court as is in a football field. When did you start playing football?
I started playing football when I was 4 years old. Actually, we wasn't supposed to play 6-9 football, but the coach let me play 6-9 football.
So you like playing against the older guys?
Well, yes, sir. That's maybe tougher, maybe a dog.
So is Jason Williams your running back coach?
Oh, no, sir.
What's Jason Williams? What does he do over at Windsor Forest?
No, Jordan Williams, that's my offensive tackle.
Jordan Williams. Okay, so your offensive tackle, I thought he was your coach, okay, says that you can see things on the field and you know it before it's going to happen, and you've had some big runs. I mean, that Liberty County game, that 29-yard run, but you could have drove a Mack truck through there because your offensive line created a big hole. So if I had to talk to Coach Jeb Stewart, what would he tell me Mikey's best football skill is?
I would probably say the way I run, my pad level, I run with explosiveness, power, and speed all together.
You run behind those shoulder pads.
Yes, sir.
So you also play defense, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you ever come off the field?
Yeah, I come off the field. I don't start on defense, but I play a lot.
Well, you got to keep your best player on the field, and that's what they're doing over there at Windsor Forest. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. I got the Weatherton Chiropractic Clinic after the week. Michael Caballero, he's headed up to Kennesaw State, the Owls, for a recruiting visit. All right, so what has your routine been to make you a better athlete? I know you play football, basketball, and track, but is there a certain routine that you use for all 3 sports?
My sleeping schedule, I gotta go to sleep by 10. I gotta go to sleep by 10 o'clock. I stretch a lot.
You gotta get that rest.
I stretch
Go
a
ahead.
lot. I stretch a lot. Our coach got us doing yoga on Thursdays, really every day. So yeah, I gotta keep my body right. And I go to the cryo.
Cryo helps a lot. Okay. Do you live in the weight room? Do you have a special weight training program you use?
Yeah, we got a great weight training program at Windsor Forest. Like, we stretch everything, we lift everything. We don't just focus on one thing.
Well, you can tell by the way you run how strong you are. I mean, back-to-back games, over 180 yards. Tell us about the Liberty County game. What made that so special for you? And, of course, to be named the Savannah Morning News Player of the Week and, of course, the Weatherington Chiropractic Player of the Week. What was so special about that game against Liberty County?
I just knew we just needed to win that game. My quarterback went down. Coach told me ahead of time, like, I'm going to be the best running back in the city. Got to show it the second half. I showed it.
That's a big compliment because there's a lot of good running backs here in the city this year. And I'm going to tell you right now, you are one of the best, okay? And that's going to come up to everybody else who votes for those. But I'm telling you right now, you could play running back in my backfield anytime. So be proud of that. You also can come play basketball for me. I need a point guard. But that's another story. I'm not recruiting Georgia High School. I'm not. Aaron Clark will kill me, Jeb Stewart. So that's not where it goes. So tell everybody, I mean, you're a great athlete. Coach Stewart says you're mature and you're a leader over there. Tell everybody something about Michael Caballero that they don't know.
like to sing.
Nice.
Like I love rhythm beats. I love all of that. Like I love doing engineering stuff like that. We're gonna like that. Right.
Let's hope we're not losing you. We had a bad internet connection right there. So, what do you like singing again?
Say it again.
Can you hear me? I said we had a bad internet connection.
Yes,
You got cut off. So, what do you like to sing?
Oh, I like to sing like music like Lil Baby, Lil Durk, stuff like that.
Nice.
Like this
Nice.
little rhythm stuff.
So, you got some good chords, eh?
Yes, sir.
So, and if you just joined in, I'm talking to Michael Caballero, the running back over at Windsor Forest. Just won the Savannah Morning News Player of the Week. He's the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Player of the Week. So, tell everybody what it means to go to Windsor Forest and playing at Windsor Forest, and how much does Jeb Stewart bring to that program?
Coach Stewart brings a lot of energy, like a lot of energy. Like, there's no way you can be down when you got Coach Stewart as a head coach. Like, he makes everybody better. He makes the staff better. Like our coach always say, from the top and from the bottom, from the first man to the last man. He gonna make sure he motivates everybody. He don't just focus on one group. He focus on everybody. We just a family at Windsor Forest.
Nice.
He raising the standard at Windsor.
Now, how about a role model? Who do you look up to?
Jamario Blige.
Nice.
That's my dog. We've been playing since Little League, middle school, high school. We always played together. He always was 1 year at Bellevue, so we talk all the time.
Nice. Jamario Blige, one of the best football players to come out of Windsor Forest. He's playing at the next level, so the kid's excelled. Great role model to look up to. So as far as high school goes, you love playing with Mario Blige. You love playing at Windsor Forest. Any special high school memories so far, whether it be academics or athletics?
Probably my sophomore year. I rushed for like 230 with like 6 touchdowns.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
How'd you do last night against Groves? I know you had a big win.
I only played the first half. I had 2 touchdowns. I had an amazing 2-point catch.
Nice. So now, as far as your family goes, I know you're going up to Kennesaw State. Family's with you. What has your family meant to your success so far in your athletic career?
They just keep motivating me. Don't be cocky. Somebody that just stay down, stay humble. You know, it's gonna be successful life. Just stay positive.
All right, so you're on your way to Kennesaw. Tell everybody who else is looking at you.
UTC, NIU, Eastern Michigan, East Carolina. That's just a few schools.
Nice. All right, 2 more questions. You have a little kid come up to you, and I mean, tell you, everybody on the south side knows who you are, knows who number 5 is. You have a little kid come up there and say, hey, Mikey, I want to do what you're doing. What advice would you give him?
You gotta grind. Like, you gotta do stuff that other people not doing. You gotta run, stay in shape, stretch. Your body you gotta take care of your body, especially if you're a running back.
Well, what do you like better, bringing a smack or running people over?
Running people.
Running people over. All right, last question, okay? Football's over, athletic career's over. You know, you're going to get to the next level, but you're done. What do you want to do in the future?
I want to be an engineer.
Nice. You always get a lot of jobs doing that too. So, but once again, you got some big games still left. You still got to play against Southeast Bullock, but you guys are having a great year. And I'm telling you right now, I've watched you since you've been that little 9th grader over there. You've done a great job. And, you know, we don't play you in basketball this year. We're going to scrimmage you, but you won't be there. You'll be in a playoff, so I look out. Yeah, but then I got to deal with the rest of the crew over there that's not playing football, so it doesn't matter. So, but anyway, keep up the great work. Good luck. Remember, pick the college that fits Mike Caballero. Don't pick it because it's a name. Pick it what fits you, and you're going to have a lot more fun. You're going to be way more successful, son.
Yes, sir.
And that's why you're this week's Weatherton Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. Michael Caballero from Windsor Forest. Good luck. I'll see you during the next couple of weeks. Go get them. Go Knights.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike, for coming on. I mean, good kid. Good kid. I've watched him grow. I've had a coach against him. Michael Caballero, he's a ball of dynamite. I mean, this kid, and he can see the field. So that was his offensive tackle, Jordan Williams, that made that quote about him. Next thing you know, he's gone. He sees the field great. So, once again, great job. Windsor Forest is in the driving seat for that Region 3A first seed. They still got to play Southeast Bullets, so that's going to come up towards the end of the season. But I can tell you right now, Jeb Stewart's, even though they had some key injuries, Jeb Stewart's got that team rolling. Next up, hopefully I can get in touch with my guest. We're going to talk a little Braves baseball. We're going to talk baseball with the man himself. He's a Hall of Famer, sports writer in New York State. He wrote for the New York Post. He lives down here. He'll be on in 3 minutes, and that's Kevin Kernan from NowBall9.com. We'll be right back after we thank everybody for supporting the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live here at Coach's Corner, because it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network.
All the time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Cabiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are
Wetherington
New York.
Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Weatherton Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive, and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back, sports fans. It's the coach, Karl DeMasi. It's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report every Saturday morning live on the internets, right here from Coach's Corner, the sports universe of the world. And over my wrong shoulder again, you see it's the Braves TEEPEE. I'm on top of the Coach's Corner TEEPEE Pavilion that's been going on for years here at Coach's Corner. You want to come up and watch the game? Come on up. See the bartender, make a donation for help save one of our own, and you come up here and watch the game tonight with John Henderson and the crew. You'll have a blast. I'm telling you, you'll have a great time. The Braves advanced to the NLCS, National League Championship Series against the Dodgers for the second year in a row. Last year, there was nobody there. They only played like 60-something games. This year, they played a full schedule. And I said, I had to get someone that knows about this game and knows a little more than I do. I know I've been around a long time, just like he has. But when you've been a sports writer for over 50 years, you've covered sports in San Diego and New York. You're also inducted into the New York State Baseball Hall of Fame. I said Athletic Hall of Fame. I do apologize, Mr. Kernan. But the guy knows his stuff. And if you get a chance, go to ball9.com and read Kevin Kernan's story about baseball, where it's going, where it's at. And, I mean, you'll love it. If you're a baseball fanatic like me, I can't wait every time he posts the story of what he's working on. Joining us on the Coach's Corner hot seat, the man himself, Kevin Kernan. Hey, Kevin, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, buddy? Good to be with you again, and I love the TP.
I just having a lot of fun talking sports, and yes, right here, Coach's Corner. John Henderson goes wild. You want to believe in the front? Okay, I'm gonna turn my camera around so you can see it. All right, there's the flag. But if you look behind the flag, you see the tomahawk chop going up and down.
Perfect.
I mean,
I've heard that many times through the years, through 3 different stadiums and ballparks that I've been to in Atlanta. You know, going all the way back to the old one, and you know, good for the fans. Good for the fans. I'm happy for the Braves fans most of all, because they had the All-Star game taken away from them. They had no playoffs last year, and they'll show up big tonight. Hopefully, it'll be a great series. I think the Braves I picked them to beat the Brewers, no problem, actually. And I think people always underrate the Braves because the Braves do a lot of baseball things, and baseball things aren't as appreciated as they once were.
And explain to everybody what baseball things are. Doing the right thing, right?
Right. Well, it's playing defense. It's keeping the game close. It's base running. Now, that's one area. If you think back to last year, Coach, they didn't do a good job base running against the Dodgers. And the Dodgers are a good base running team, and they've added Trey Turner, so it's going to be even more difficult. Good base runners. But base running, to me, I've said it for years now, it's the new steroid. So if you run the bases well, you'll do things well. Play good defense. Ron Washington, what he's done with that infield is tremendous. And I think Freddie Freeman, you know, always coming up in the clutch. This is what the postseason is all about. Good teams facing good teams. And the Braves had the first losing an MVP in Acuna and rebuilding the team. But I think in a lot of ways it showed how important, when we talk about baseball things, is the whole roster. The whole roster is important. And I think Swanson will probably bat leadoff today, which I think is a good move for him, because sometimes I think he gets a little carried away, and sometimes he thinks he's a home run hitter. This will keep him in his lane. Gets on base, create things, because he's a very talented player, known him for a long time. I'm good friends with Chip Carey. I know Chip. Chip always tells me about the greatness of Freddie Freeman, and we saw it again the other night. So yeah. Well, don't undersell the Braves at all. Much like the American League Series, it'll be a close series, and it'll come down to whoever hits the big home run, gets the big base hit.
And everybody says, the Giants 107 games, the Dodgers 106 games during the regular season. But you know it, and I know it. Whoever gets hot at the end of the season is going to do it. How many wild card teams have won the World Series? 7, I think 8. So it's who gets hot. And, I mean, you got to love it. I loved it the other night when Max came in, Max Scheershauser. I can never pronounce his name right. It's just a tongue twister. But when he comes in and gets his first major league save in a storied career, I mean, a baseball fanatic, a purist like me, loves it.
Yeah, and Scherzer, he's a character, because you know what? Just like you just said, how you love it, he has the same emotion about the game, and he's not an excuse maker in any way. That's what's best about Max Scherzer. All the years I dealt with him, going way back, and especially, used to always, in spring training, Coach, I used to always go down early to the Nationals, spend some time with him. And he, from the first day, got the game FaceTime. So you better come prepared, asking the right questions, not fooling him around. And he'll be ready tonight. I know they said he threw 13 pitches. I'll be stunned if he doesn't start tonight. I'll be stunned. And And this is why you got him. This is why you got him. Great trade by the Dodgers. Oh, one thing I got to mention is my old friend, Stan Kasten. Stan certainly, talk about Scherzer. Stan had a lot to do, obviously, with Washington winning the World Series. Of course, with his many years with the Braves and the Hawks. I know Stan going all the way back to the Hawks, and now he's, of course, president of the Dodgers. So, in a way, I'm sure Stan Kasten is loving this series again as well, because he's coming back home, so to speak. And Scherzer will be ready. I think what you'll see, though, is he won't last as long as he did. And the way the nerds want the new game anyway, they can't wait to get to the bullpen. And this will be a tough battle of bullpens. And that's obviously the one spot where I think the Braves are a little short compared to the Dodgers. But again, you said it perfectly. Who gets hot? If Will Smith stays hot this series, it's okay. So Scherzer will be ready. He'll bring that emotion, and Max Fried's got that breaking ball. So it's the Braves pitching staff is so underrated. I saw it all year, in the NL East. I saw it with how they handle the Mets and how they handle everybody, and they also have getting back to baseball things. They have a manager in Brian Snitker who does baseball things when he can, and also one little thing, just an aside on him. When I on the road and in Citi Field and before that Shea Stadium, on Sunday mornings they would always have a Catholic mass, and through the years when the Mets were playing the Braves, I'd always run into Snitker at the early morning Catholic mass at the ballpark, and that was always a nice thing to see. And so he's a good guy. Everybody speaks well of him. And you don't hear anybody backstabbing him. So it's good to see a longtime baseball guy get rewarded as well.
Perfect. 40 years with the Braves. He got his chance finally. He waited patiently. And you got to love that about, whether you don't like the Braves or you do like the Braves, here's a man that's been loyal to one organization. He could have jumped ship. He could have went somewhere else. But, guys that stay around, you got to be pretty impressed with them.
Yeah, and the players obviously play hard for him. That's the key. They trust him. That's the other word. Trust is lost in baseball a lot now, because you see it with certain teams. I mean, look what the Yankees you know your Yankees, and look what they put up this year. What happened to them? And of course, the first thing they do is blame the coaches. The easiest out in the world. It's always the coach's fault. Meanwhile, look in the mirror of players. Look in the mirror of Aaron Boone, and I talked about it earlier, but having Ron Washington there is a difference maker as well, because he's perfect. I think one of my favorite vignettes of the season was after Freddie Freeman hit that big home run. The next day, I think they had a workout, or the day after, and there was Wash hitting him those little tappers, get his glove ready on the field. So that's what it's all about, and especially with kids who play the game, and you get so many great players in the Georgia area, all across the state. But look at that. Look at the hard work. It's showing up every day, doing your best, trying your best, and really try to take advantage of the coaching. Don't think you know it all, because nobody knows it all in baseball.
It's a game that's always changing. It's been around for a long time. And you're just tuning in. It's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live at the Coach's Corner TEEPEE Pavilion. About 800 square feet. I got a hot tub right here to my right. I got the 65-inch TV on Sports Center. It's usually breakfast with Coach, but the kitchen is closed down till 11 o'clock. So I'm having a good time. I'm talking to the New York Post, former New York Post sports beat writer, and, of course, New York State Baseball Hall of Fame, and now he's working for Ball9.com. Kevin Kernan, 50 years of baseball. What more do you want than to break down a series? All right, quickly, let's break down the series. Who do you give the edge to, the Dodgers or the Braves?
Well, I'm giving it to the Dodgers, of course, because they're just a better team all the way through. Having said that, I expect a tough series. It's like Freddie Freeman said, 6-7 games. I expect a 7-game series. And if it goes 7 games, anything can happen. I just think there's something I think going on with the Braves that you can't pinpoint, and you can't make it a category, and you can't say, and that's the beauty of baseball. That's why we love it, because some things, it seems like everything that goes wrong for the Braves somehow works out well for them. And by that, I mean losing Acuna, losing the All-Star game. Soler, he's out with some kind of COVID stuff. Who knows if he's sick or not, but I guess, don't get me started there. And
I'm not.
So I think the Braves could definitely make a series of it, and if they could sneak in, it would not shock me if the Braves win. If I had to pick anybody, I'd pick the Dodgers in 7 games. But I've been on the Braves bandwagon all year. I saw early on what they would do. How they beat the Mets was very interesting because, again, we got back to baseball things. The Braves were playing good baseball. And they kept going. They kept the lead up, and they get that starting pitch. The Braves starting pitching doesn't have the name power that the Dodgers does, but it's certainly they have the arms and they have the know-how, and they're very calm. Ian Anderson, the New York State kid, he's a delight to watch pitch, and I think you saw the importance of a Charlie Morton this year when the Rays, through the years, the Rays love having that Morton guy there when they had starting pitching. They got short again on starting pitching. Starting pitching is so important. And here's an important point. The Braves has done a good job getting their starting pitchers so their bullpen is not as worn out as other teams' bullpens. So that's an X factor as well. So very important to win the first game, I think. You got to jump out. You got to give the fans reason to hope. And you got to keep waiting. That's where we're at right now.
All right, and then, of course, it starts out in Atlanta, but it seems like the Dodgers love playing in Atlanta.
Yeah, I think everybody does. Through the years, all my times in Atlanta, teams love coming to Atlanta. They like I think they like the vibe. They realize they're baseball fans. A lot of guys are from the South, and they Braves were their favorite team. Perfect example, Jake DeGrom. Jake DeGrom loves going to the Braves games and through the years, and so I think it's a ballpark, especially the new ballpark. They like that area. It's a ballpark, and it's a feeling that Southern hospitality or comfort. It's a comfort zone for ball players. So it's not like going. You go to Boston, you're gonna be on edge all the time. Houston's fans are really good. It's tough to win in Houston with that ballpark, but I think the one thing about the Braves ballpark, I don't think it gives the Braves a huge home field advantage like some of the other parks I just mentioned, but it gives them a chance to win if they do all the right things. It's a fair ballpark, and it's a great place to go, and we're past the thunderstorm season as well, so we know we're not going to have those rain delays.
All right, last segment, Savannah Bananas. They took their stick on the road to Mobile, Alabama, playing at Hank Aaron Stadium. Sold out, place blew up. They put on social media, send us your city, send us your name. I think over 400 different cities. They got it down to 10. And you've been to a banana game, and you're just like me. I mean, you love the game of baseball, you love bunting, but they do some crazy stuff over there. What makes the Bananas so appealing to the United States and the world?
Yeah, that's a great question. And actually, I knew when I went there last year in September, a year ago September, their owner told me they were going to bring the show on the road. That was the next challenge for them, because they wanted to bring the game to baseball fans. And it's really simple. They just look at what baseball does, and when I say baseball, I mean MLB, and they basically do the opposite. Do the opposite. It's like a Seinfeld episode. Baseball makes the game boring sometimes, too much advertising, too much, now the umpires with the FTX, everything's gambling related. The Bananas keep it simple. You go there, you see smiling faces. It's a happy place. The drinks are flowing, and you're watching some fun baseball, and they're doing things a little different. You'll have the baby, the Lion King. You'll have this, you'll have that, and the players. It shows the love of baseball. The players have the love of playing there. You can just see it, and that transfers to the fans, and that's why everybody has so much fun. You come out of there saying, "Hey, that was fun. That was fun." And that's what baseball used to be. It used to just be fun. So they really latched on to something. I maintain Coach, I maintain that, and I've talked to a lot of my baseball friends in the game. A lot of guys are getting thrown out. They're long-time development people. They've lost their jobs. They're scouts. They're coaches, whatever, managers. And I maintain if you brought back if you created a new league right now, a baseball league that does some of the things the Bananas do, you would, and it's not going to rival Major League Baseball level of competition, but it will rival in the level of fun, and people will go to those games. Especially now, I think people need to get out, need an out, and again, getting back to the Braves games is pretty. That's a fun ballpark to go to. There's usually not many problems. You don't see fights between the fans and things like that. So that's what the Bananas do. They make the game fun. They bring out the love of the game in the fans. And even, one thing I noticed too is there's a lot of couples there. It's a good date night. So what more could you ask for? And now to bring it on the road, other cities are going to see, wow, baseball really is fun. People who think baseball is boring are going to see it's fun if you do some fun things. And, credit to them. Hats off.
And here's one quick one for you. And all those minor league towns that lost their minor league ball clubs, they're dying for something like this. And if somebody would just see what Jesse Cole and the Bananas organization is doing, they could. I mean, my brother lives in Danville, Virginia, and they got the same thing. They got a wooden bat league. He said he went to it. He couldn't believe how much fun people were having at the ballpark. So, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity there because I know it. Americana is minor league baseball.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Americana, if you watch mainstream media a lot of times now, small towns and everything it's life in the small towns, and you could call it Hicksville or whatever, is put down, but it's part of America, and it's a very important part of America. And I'm reading a book now about the pitch that killed. It was written in 1988. It's about Ray Chapman, who got hit by a pitch, the only ball player killed. But talking about the game back in the 20s and things like that, and what the game meant to the fans, that's still there. It's almost in our DNA. And that's why we love baseball, and that's why we constantly turn it on, and that's why we stick with it, even though they try to ruin it every year. Some of the things they do, I think, and you know what? You know what happens every fall, though, Coach? Every fall, the teams that do the basics well, plus have the superstars, that helps, or guys who play the superstar level for a couple of weeks, those are the teams that win every year. The teams that get the bunt down, the teams that steal a base in a critical time, hit with I still can't believe it. It boggles my mind, and I mentioned it last night watching the game. First of all, Fox has got to do a much better job of showing the field, showing the defenders, because they're not where they used to be. They have a tight picture camera of the pitcher catcher. We have no idea where the fielders are. And it drives me absolutely insane how hitters will not take advantage of all that green space. Imagine if you're on base and Kiki Hernandez is so hot right now. If you're batting in front of Kiki Hernandez, get yourself down a bunt or swinging bunt. It's so easy to do if you practice it, if you work on it. I mean, I was a good bunter. I was taught in high school. My coach was crazy, and he used to make us bunt with the end of the bat, And I would bunt with the end of the bat, and that's how I learned to keep it. And you know what else happens? A lot of times when hitters bunt, they're very next to the bat, or even if they foul off a bunt, their next swing, they're more locked in because you're watching the ball. And so I want to see more of that. I want to see, take advantage. That will get rid of the shifts in no time.
Exactly.
Joey Gallo did one game for the Yankees. He could have hit 500 in the post in that in the season if he put down that many bunts. It's not that hard. So those are the things I want to see more of. And that's what we have fun when we go to a Bananas game. Can't wait to get back, and I'm looking forward to a really good Braves-Dodgers series.
And like you said, you got to take what they give you. And right now, Major League Baseball is not taking what they give you. So,
it's all about the money. It's all about the money. They want to get the home runs, but it's in postseason. It's great to get the home runs, and we're seeing that. But my point is, you're still going to get the home runs. Let's get these home runs to the 2- and 3-run homers, not solo shots, and start thinking along that lines. And if teams started thinking, if the nerds started thinking, oh yeah, that's an easy way to get, this guy's red hot. Let's get people on in front of him. And it also, the other thing it does, it screws up the relief pitchers because nobody can hold runners on. And you can literally steal any runner, basically can steal any base almost at any time with the jump they can get. And the secondary lead, you got me going on the secondary lead too. That's a lost start. The Braves do a pretty good job of it because of Ron Washington. The Yankees lost. The Yankees lost in the wild card because Aaron Judge had a bad secondary lead.
Exactly.
Hit that ball off the wall. He stood, watched it from the high angle camera. He stood straight up, and they didn't start running until after the ball bounced off the wall. You got to see that off the bat. It's going to be off the wall or over the fence. You got to be busting. I saw an old photograph of Luke Rock the other day. And he's running on a 45-degree. He's down there. They don't get after it anymore. And the teams that will get after it, and that's what I love about, especially the NLCS, ALCS. You'll see good base running, and that's like I said. I started this conversation by saying the Braves need to do better base running. If they do that this year, hopefully they learn from their mistakes last year, and they can beat the Dodgers.
All I can say is, holy cow, Phil Rizzuto would make a lot of money in today's society if they brought him in as their bunting instructor. Remember that one? He was the bunting instructor for the New York Yankees. Okay, quickly, Ball 9, tell everybody about it. What's coming up next for Kevin and Ball9.com?
Well, Ball 9, you can find me there. The litany of stories there, all kinds of history stories, what's going on with the game. Really, I play it by ear, week to week. Twice a week I write it. I'll have a new one tomorrow. Tomorrow is kind of interesting because I spoke to a guy who's 82 years old, been a coach with a New York group. It's a Sandlot group, and you can appreciate it. But his group has been around for 80 years. He's been with them for 40 years. He was a former CFO, so he knows business. And in the hard times, when teams used to give him a little bit of money to help the kids, nobody's helping him right now. So I want to do something to help him and talk about the beauty of the game. It'll be an interesting little piece. And then and probably next Wednesday, Thursday, I'll address what's ever going on in baseball this week. The fact that they always blame the coaches when it's the nerds upstairs who are ruining the game. And I take bullseyes on nerds. And everybody, it's amazing. Obviously, all the years in the Post, I was read by millions. Everybody in baseball, and I'm talking about coaches, I hear from so many people when I write a certain column, and like that. So I'm talking about all of baseball, and I'm talking about people in baseball read Ball 9 because they know they're going to get something special. And also, it's not just me. There's other writers there. There's Rocco, who does a great job. It's called Spitballing, and he'll do a long sit-down interview with a former player, and you find out some amazing stuff. We're geared towards, towards talking about the old-time players, and not even old time. I'm talking about guys, 10, 15 years ago. And so, it's a great, it's a new concept. Hopefully it survives. We've been around for more than a year now, and we have great following. We want to keep it rolling, and we'll go from there.
Kevin, always a pleasure. Thank you for your insight. I know you and I could probably sit here for 5 hours doing a show just talking about certain things. And yes, the nerds that do the analytics, we need to get them out of here. We need them. See you later, buddy. But, that's not going to happen for a while. But once again, thank you for coming on. And I'll be following you once again, Ball9.com, Kevin Kernan. The man knows his stuff. And I got to say it. I know I grew up a Met fan, then went to the Yankees because they got rid of Tom Seaver. But I got to love it down here. I got the Braves also. Talk to you later.
Hey, the Braves produce for you.
You got that right.
Take care.
Thanks, Kevin.
Bye-bye.
Once again, he just knows his stuff, knows what he's talking about. And, of course, now my mouse is not working, so I'm trying to hold on. Kevin's still there hanging out with us.
I'll get rid of us.
I can't get the mouse to work, to be honest with you. There we go. So, I'm my own producer. I'm my own guy. So, once again, Kevin Kernan does a great job. I know that went long segment, but the man knows his stuff. It's going to be a great series for the Braves and Dodgers. Check it out. Ball9.com. Kevin Kernan, history, other writers. If you're a baseball person, you'll love that website. Coming up next, I'm going to take 3 out the door. I'm going to show you 5 videos from last night. They're about a minute and a half each. Got to thank Frank Silkowski and Amy Zimmer for sending them. I'll put my own little spin on it. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Got to thank the people who've been supporting me and the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here at Coach's Corner on the Coach's Corner Sports Network.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Cabiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back, sports fans, to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. The coach with breakfast at Coach's Corner. No breakfast today. Crew was short, so they'll be back Tuesday. Remember, breakfast is from Tuesday through Saturday, Tuesday through Friday from 7 o'clock till 10:30, and on Saturdays from 8 till 11. And it's at the center of the sports universe. Once again, I got to thank all the guests. They make it happen. Steve and Elmo weeks every show, breaking down Georgia football, picking the winnings. And, of course, the Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic after week. Got to thank Dr. Bart Wetherington and Lisa Wetherington for supporting this since 2010. They've been doing this for 11 years, supporting the local athletes that people tell me or I pick to be the athlete of the week. Mike Caballero, senior out of Windsor Forest High School, does a great job, and Jeb Stewart for helping me set that up, the head coach there. Then, of course, Kevin Kernan, Hall of Fame New York State baseball writer, wrote for the New York Post, followed the Mets, was in San Diego. I mean, he's been all over the world. What a great guy. Great, loves the game of baseball. Check out Ball 9, Kevin Kernan. And then you got to go from there. Once again, don't forget, I also, along with the columnist Stephen L. Weeks, and of course our protege, Travis Jadon, have the Prep Sports Report. That's right. Go to prepsportsreport.com. Every Friday night, Travis has a lead game and he has a roundup. And he does a great job. He also does a great job with one of our shows here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, Hot Grids Podcast with Spencer Maddox. Check it out. Travis is a young, energetic guy, loves his sports, loves local sports. Got to appreciate what he does for me. And, of course, Stephen Elmo Weeks with the Prep Sports Report. All right. Like I said, I used to do this at the beginning of the show, but it always takes too long, okay? Frank Silikowski, good friend of mine, WJCL Sports anchor, sports director, news desk host, whatever you want to call, and Amy Zimmer, his sidekick, send me highlights of all the games they cover. So I try to pick out 4 or 5 games that, I could try and do what they do and try to ad-lib what they do, but, sometimes it's not even close. But let's talk about the big games last night. Hold it. Don't forget, drive past the TEEPEE Pavilion at Coach Corner, honk your horn for the Braves, and this is what someone will do in return. Listen closely. We got the truck horn for all those supporters. All right, let's go to the first game here. Of course, the big one on the night was, and like I said, my mouse is in the sun. So, up here in a teepee, the sun's starting to rise, so I'm getting a little shade now. It's been hot up here all morning. So let's go with the big one that everybody was waiting for. Savannah Christian against Calvary. Calvary coming in 6-0. Savannah Christian has won the last 4 meetings of this rivalry that's been going on since 1979, and I know I'm going to blow my bubble here. I lived it. I had one child at Savannah Christian. I had one child at Calvary. So, yes, I had a shirt that was red and purple, okay? But, I love it over there. I love it at both schools. They did a great job. My kids had great coaches. Mark Stroud is still there. So, of course, that was with my youngest son, Dominic. And then my oldest son went to Savannah Christian. And, of course, he had Coach Chumley, congratulations to Coach Catfish Jackson. Catfish Hunter played for the Yankees. Kevin Jackson for getting the Sheriff's Award this year as an outstanding person. So just a great situation altogether. So let's go. Savannah Christian and Calvin. Okay. It's not showing. Why? In a big matchup next week. So another rivalry game for the Cavaliers, putting that perfect season on the road. All right, Richmond Hill, big win last week, but they got to go down and take on the other team in the area that's getting a lot of recognition in the state, the Brunswick Pirates. It was a tough one, traveling down I-95 for the Wildcats. So here we go, Richmond Hill at Brunswick. So Brunswick, I think they're ranked number 4 in the 6A division. So hold it. Another fan honking. All right, Glen Academy. Okay, number 2 seed right now in that. Number 3 team in that Region 6 on coming in taking on Effingham. Effingham last week dropped the game that they needed to win, but they come back. Glen Academy comes to the Palace and the Pines, and of course the Rebels get a big win. And I'm sorry I lost my notes on that one. But Effingham County Rebels much improved over last year. New coach John Ford coming in and doing a great job. I got to stop worrying about this one. Another big game, this time in Region 4A. Let me find my highlights here. Okay. Don't have my highlights. So let's go to Benedictine, taking the trip up to the Corral. Benedictine's on fire. As Travis Jadon wrote the story for the Prep Sports Report, Benedictine has been unconscious. They're on a roll, another 50-point win. They go up into the Corral, and they take care of some. So the last one I got, we just talked to the man. He was the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week, Mike Caballero from Windsor Forest. Windsor Forest had homecoming last night. They took on Groves. Six. All right, I do apologize. The game I wanted to talk about was New Hampstead against Islands. I guess I don't know what I did with the footage. I thought I loaded it, but it's not there. But 15-9 going into the fourth quarter. Big game in that region 4A with Benedictine, New Hampstead, Islands, and Jenkins. Jenkins last night beat up on Beach 39-8. So next week at Memorial Stadium, can the New Hampstead Phoenix give the Benedictine Cadets a game? And this will be for probably the region title. So it's going to be packed house out there at Memorial Stadium. And, it's going to be a great one. So make sure you mark that on your calendar. It'll be a Region 4A, probably region title in that game. So we'll see what happens next week. But once again, I got to thank Frank Silkowski and Amy Zimmer for giving me the highlights. I try to ad-lib it on my own, but you know what? They put it together. They know what they're watching. I got to try and do it in about 2 or 3 hours, but it's a lot of fun. All right. Well, I'm done for today. It's been a long one. Braves Dodgers tonight, right here at Coach's Corner. You want to come up at the TEEPEE Pavilion? Both fingers behind me. It's about 800 square feet. I'm going to describe it. You come up. There's a couch right here. There's a big couch to the right. There's another couch. They have a 65-inch screen TV. They have another TV that they're ready to put up. Okay. We got the hot tub. That's right. You want to come and get in the hot tub? It's right here in the middle of the pavilion. That's right. It's the TEEPEE Pavilion. Just make a donation to help save one of our own. Like I've been saying, if you want to cut the rest of this off, last year they collected $500 and I had my head shaved. I did it on a Wednesday night. I'd love to do it again. Just come in and tell John Henderson, hey, I want to get Coach's head shaved. Here's money towards that, $500, and they'll do it. That's the way I can help save one of our own. It's an organization that's been here for 30 years in Savannah, Georgia. It's an organization that helps families in need. Last year, Becky Spears, one of Coach's Corner's own, young lady, I think 33, 34 years old, came up with a stroke. Family didn't have the money for the medical costs. Coach's Corner came up with $30,000. Save One of Our Own came up with $30,000. They donated $60,000 to this young lady for her medical costs and to help her get back to where she was before the stroke happened. So please make a donation. Help save one of our own. As long as the Braves are in the playoffs, the TEEPEE Pavilion will be up here. Just make a donation. Go to the bar. Give them some money. Come on up and join the fun. John Henderson with his little Indian headdress that he's got on. Sorry, Braves headdress that he's got on. You got the tomahawk chuck going. Come by, beat your horn, and somebody up here is going to give you that truck horn. There you go. Here we go. I don't know if I can get it. All right, let me here's the truck horn that I'm doing right here. So beep, someone will respond to you, and it's for a good cause. Help save one of our own. All right, I'm exhausted. It's been a long one. Savannah State, homecoming, 3 o'clock. It's sold out. To my son, Russell DeMasi, and the coaching crew, Sean Quinn, and the rest of the guys out there, good luck. Savannah State, they win this one. They're in the driver's seat. They got to play Albany State next week on the road. They got to play Fort Valley State the week after that. And then they got Edward James at home. If they can run the table, they'll be in the SEAC championship. They thought they should have been in it last year, but due to transferring down or dropping down a division, they had to sit out a year. Let's hope they can do it. Remember, today, tomorrow, Monday, whatever you're doing, as the Braves want to do it tonight, hit it out of the park. And until I speak to you next week, may it be your greatest week ever or your best week ever. So let me scroll down. Got to find the outro. God bless. Coach Sports Network, Coach's Corner, the center of sports universe. Remember, help save one of our own. Come donate. Shave this guy's head for $500. Talk to you later. Have a great weekend.